for another crafting Annihilation, my weekly stream where I will do some preparation for my upcoming campaign of Tomb Annihilation, where we'll run the module Tomb Annihilation for a group of friends essentially. That I'm running a group of the adventure for. So if you are among said players, you do not belong here. Turn away now, as this would contain spoilers to said upcoming campaign. Thank you very much. The rest of you are welcome. If you are among the players though, you are welcome to come here any other time of my schedule. I will stream on Monday, Tuesdays, and Saturdays. Besides this stream, I won't roll when we're doing the role playing thing though. But if you please turn back now. Everyone else is, of course, very welcome to be here. Let's see here. Okay, the Medusa is here. There is crocodiles here. I need to add you to initiative. Same with you. Man trap. I need to add the man. Oh, hi Soda. Alright, Soda. Then I know you're taking a shower and feeding Lexi. It's good that Soda will let me know what she's up to. Medusa. I do have some. I should have a Medusa token at some place. Ba-da, ba-da. You can be hidden and added. Have I done an angle or? I have not. Well, yes I have. Let's see, let's edit this. are four crocodiles. Where are these? Then I think I need to actually open the map for Nangalore. LM Nangalore. My view of it. Okay, dwarves. The terraces themselves. So, where are the terraces? Okay, they're among these then. Oh, here. Yeah, remove from initiative. They're like 6 in totals. Are there these? Actually, and also duplicate them down here. One, two, three, four, six. Let's search for them. One, two, three, four, five, six. Between collapsed tunnels. It should be like here, right? Between two or yeah, I think should this is the Eastern Terrace. I know there's at least two of them. In this at this place. Ooh, it's a creeper there as well. Yellow musk creeper. Actually, I'll take one. Here. Hi, Jules! How are you up? What are you up to? Hope you're doing well on this Thursday evening for me, but I think it's about like 2 in the afternoon, maybe? Where you are? Doing some D&D prep. Welcome in. Yellow musk creeper. This like is this I would need, and it is a medium plant wrapped around a tree. Add to initiative, so I can just copy it. And make this. And remove it again. Been good. But you should really sleep since you come off a freaking 24-hour shift. Yikes! Go to sleep, woman. Unless you sort of like need to calm down before being able to sleep, of course, but you should really go to sleep. Add it to native. Musk zombie. Duplicate one of you there. On PM. Okay. I sort of figured that you were sort of too wide still, but still you might need to sort of like calm down from work and stuff. But yeah, you still would need to go to sleep pretty soon, considering 24 hours is pretty damn tiring. Yeah, 24. I get it. Since it's 1 in the afternoon, I get it that you might not want to do it now. Considering, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense to not maybe do it until maybe when it gets to the time I'm at, like 8, 9, 10, maybe. these everyone should be hidden for now, considering there is a lot like in difficult to see because they're in the shrubage. Hide you, and then write what you said. This is essentially a prep stream sort of thing. These first days, evenings for me, afternoon for you, is always preparation for upcoming campaign. Whereupon I essentially try to prep as much as I can ahead before I are the dungeon master to the campaign that I'm prepping, so I can have everything done when I start being the DM for the module 2 of Annihilation, which is a very hard module for both me as the dungeon master and of course the players. Coolies, a lot of things. A D4 your coolies, which is the snake things. Dancing monkey flutes, which is in Appendix C apparently. A remake of fruit producer. Okay. Vial use. Okay. Wow. So essentially, if you eat this, you have to dance and you can get poisoned. A lot of flora and fauna. I mean, this whole thing is Dungeons and Dragons, right? I mean, it's sort of like a lot of preparations to do for both the, I mean, me the DM, right, that runs a module, and it all depends on the module. Some are like harder than others to prep, and it's a lot to prep. I only done one full module before, which was I did Icewind Dale, Rhyme with Frost Maiden for my group of players. I only essentially stream my preparation work for these streams, but I don't stream the sessions themselves, since a lot of them are Swedish like myself, and a lot of them might not be comfortable around speaking online on the internet. They're Swedish, and also like considering I are the most comfortable speaking English, is the more like best thing to do here. I stream a prep and sort of like try to do as much preparation work ahead of time, then do some minor changes when the like campaign itself starts. But Dungeons and Dragons are the fun thing. I mean, you can play almost any like species, and like there's a lot of choices with species, and the same with the classes, and like every class have their own sort of major sort of like this is what a maybe bard looks like, but every class themselves have also sort of like special specialities to sort of like, well, you as a bard may be focused to like more storytelling, so like then you might be a skald. As in a storyteller. I mean, you don't always have to like just because you're a bard, you don't have to sing and stuff. You can just you become a storyteller and whatnot, and you can reflavor a lot of the stuff depending of what you want to do as a character. It's essentially this is the general consensus consensus of a major class, and there's also what you want to specialize in that class, but how you flavor you being a bard and what you're going for, that's then up to you, which is can get really interesting and fun. But like the hardest thing, of course, isn't finding players for D&D. It's finding people like me that DMs, because we're a lot of groups that it's a lot of work for DMs to do. Four is it's a ruined palace, so is that so? Is there anything in the ruined palace? Two swarms of poisonous snakes are apparently in here, according to the module. Remove them, and I'm gonna so essentially I'm setting in for there's a lot of like predetermined places in a module. For example, gonna show you the player map for the area where they were gonna adventure. This is the land of Schult. This is essentially a peninsula, half island, where the adventure is gonna take place in. They will travel here, aka get teleported here, because in the module itself, there for a couple of months' time, or weeks, months, there have been a talk of a death curse going on, and the group is sort of then sent out to discover what the heck is happening. And they tracked the death curse origins to this peninsula half a world away. Essentially, think of this as you're being sent to the Amazons in the middle of freaking Brazilian jungles at some place, essentially. And they know the artifact that's causing this is in Schult. They know it's called the Soulmonger, but they don't know where in Schult it is. Because the Schult, they only sort of know around the coastlines of the peninsula and haven't explored that much inland. So it's like unexplored, untapped wilderness filled with zombies, well, a lot of undead, a lot of dinosaurs, and ancient ruins. So this is a combination of freaking Jurassic Park, Walking Dead, and Indiana Jones all in one as an adventure. So they need to find and destroy the Soulmonger, which is in Omu, which is an ancient, forgotten city which is in ruins, and they need to, well, first discover where they're going to find, essentially, which they first can need to go to Arlonga, which also a separate trip, which is Arlonga is home to like a oracle, an ancient freaking naga of sorts, which will tell them to go to Omu, but well, the place they land in, Port Nyansaru, is the only place in the whole campaign they can return to civilized land, essentially. The only place they can buy food for the journey, equipment, what have you. Yeah, dino zombies. There's a lot to explore in this campaign as a whole. Chapter 1 is just exploring the port and essentially hiring a guide to get to the into the jungle and like taking up whatever like quests they want to do. Chapter 2 is getting into the jungle itself and explore. Each one of these hexes is like 10 miles, which stands down here. So essentially, a group can travel like 25 miles a day. So this is a hex crawl that's going to take forever. Because, yeah, this is a huge jungle. And as written in the module, they are on the time limit. Because they're the ones they're working under is essentially under the effect of this death curse. What the death curse essentially does in the adventure module as a whole is resurrection is a thing in in D&D. Since it's Dungeons and Dragons is a world of magic, so people can be brought back from the dead pretty frequently at that. But this death curse essentially make it so that, well, those who have received this blessing once before is slowly withering away back to the like death they so like denied first, and once they're gone, and the people that are like killed are also like permanently dead, and every like soul killed this like death curse is going on is like going straight to this artifact called the Soulmonger, which they need to find. So like they're under like time pressure. How where is this Soulmonger? It's not commonly known where it is, and even if they think to check in in the city where they are in a temple, they're not gonna get clear answers until they either go to the oracle at Orlunga or ask in freaking Kirsebal, which is that old temple now to one of the gods in the Dungeons and Dragons world. There are plenty gods in that world, but now essentially since its worshippers are gone, it's now home to bird people that taken over the place and lives there now. And like, hey, we can live here and take care of the place since no one's around. And since they're bird people, they don't essentially haven't taken care of the way up to the temple, since they don't need to use wooden stairs and such. Since they're bird people, they can fly themselves up there. There's a lot of names for a location. The the land itself is Schult. There's a lot of freaking name and locations as the player can go to then on the adventure while going to Omu, which is the place where they need to go to progress the stories. But there's a varied amount of quests and side quests on your way there to sort of like explore the jungle. And some places are known and others aren't, and they have to explore and fighting dinosaurs, fighting undead, what have you, and trying to get inside temples and whatnot. So it can be really, really difficult. And of course, Chapter 2 is of course the exploration of the jungles as a whole. Then there's freaking when once it got to Omu, then the adventure sort of continues. Good vibes. Because now they sort of know that, well, the artifact we're like looking for here are somewhere in the city, as in this tomb, which is down here in this. But to get inside the tomb, they will need 9 puzzle pieces based around 9 shrines around the city. For example, one is here. Not the super most obvious way to get to there, but there are magics and ways to fly over to this place, for example. There's a lot of maps in Dungeons and Dragons, and some are you have to like either find on your own or make on your own, because you need maps to battle on as well. These are just like to show the locations themselves, some of them. But in between A to B, for example, just gonna go to Schult again here. For example, when they travel from Port Niasoro and want to say go down the river and to know where Firefinger is, which is a lighthouse in the middle of jungle. So like a couple of hexes down a river, they can get ambushed in the middle of the jungle along the river. Then I sort of need a battle map to sort of, well, what ambushes them? Are they ambushed by grunts, which is a new sort of mini race that got introduced for Tomb of Annihilation, which is sort of frog people, or are like alligators attacking them, piranhas. There's a lot of then I had to like find a map to like to where the okay what maps involves jungles and what the map jungle map makes most sense to where they are, and what kind of is a fair challenge for the players when they're trying to travel. Hi Soda, by the way. Hi again. You made hot chocolate too. Nice. I'm trying to explain the Tomb of Annihilation campaign for Yules, and she's super confused now. That's a win-win, actually. I would actually love some hot chocolate. But back to what I'm saying, essentially, when the players are traveling to from location 1 to B, each of these hexes is like 10 miles. They can travel 25 miles a day, so like 2.5 hex ish a day. Then every day they have a chance to get ambushed by different things depending on where they are on the map. And since there are only a handful of stuff that's, well, pre-done, like Dangrang here is a map that belongs to the module itself. But if I need a map that just, hey, they faces like 3 alligators and a couple of frog people, I don't have that map, but then I need to find that map on either Google or know someone that makes battle maps. I try to like explain as best I can, because on the outside looking in is mind-boggling and confusing, but once you get used to being a player, it's fun. But it's such a like the first hurdle is the toughest hurdle to they, they want to actually begin being a player. That's like the toughest, and it's such a hurdle to like traverse as well. But once you get the hang of it, much like every fun, it's fun. And it's essentially Owlbear Rodeo is what I use for to like these maps that I have, like place creatures, make fog of wars, that such things like that. But sometimes I actually do want help with the fog of war stuff. Uh, 'Cause it's sort of like hard to draw for me at some points. But we know that Soda's a really good when it comes to drawing stuff. So she knows how to draw fog of war. My day was actually pretty decent, to be fair. Had a little walk, filmed some stuff while having a walk in the afternoon. So might be able to send you a little video, Soda. I think you can figure out this stuff as well, actually, Soda, pretty well. Like doing this kind of drawing too, because it's also, I mean, if I can do this stuff like this, you can definitely. So it would be nice to have someone like that helps oh, me doing stuff like the like fog of war stuff. Yeah, Shane Fisher. I didn't make this map. This is one of the maps that belongs to the adventure module. Someone did this, but I made tokens of what the pictures they have in the module themselves. Like for example, this little thing. I made a token of this, but then I can apply fog of war. Made a new chain feature. I don't know the chain feature. Yeah, I know. It's from Token Stamp. I have Token Stamp open actually, just in case I need to make tokens. Uh, so, listen, plants. There is a mantra there. Free one of those. I made that. So it's a pagoda which have 6 Ebli. in it. Eblis. We don't we don't need I don't need to make tokens right now though. Only when you the token you need to do is essentially when you gonna make a character essentially. Then I'm gonna help you through Hero Forge to make a character. But we need to like figure out what kind of character you want to play first. But that's not what I want your help with, essentially, Soda. Yeah, I know that. Ooh, that's fun. You, we don't need you to make a character right now, Soda. I need your help here in Albe Rodeo. Monopoly Go is pretty fun, to be fair. I think I put the link to the Albe in the D&D talk thing, Soda. So you can click it to get to Albe Rodeo from there. So you should pin that thing too. Essentially, I want your help to draw these shadow things. These like fog of war things. Boom, boom. I need to make a door here so that the players can go through here. Um, essentially, Soda. Um, you know the D&D chat we have. There is a little Alber link there. You can join too if you want, Jules. If you want to. I don't know if you're in Sweet Tooth, aren't you? I think you are, at least. Um, in D&D talk, there is no D&D chat is called. There is a couple of links, both to latest algorithm link that goes to my this site where I make maps and stuff, and one for to making tokens. Plus, I also I didn't actually. Yeah, actually, there is a pinned for the D&D Beyond map too. Good evening. Headache sucks though, so I hope you feel better soon, Bjorn. Yeah, it might be soda. I have no idea. But you are should be able to join my Alba soda. Same with Bjornen too, as well. Bjornen should be able to as well whenever he wants. Let's see here. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna do this. But yeah, on the D&D chat, there should be a little link to this Alba for people. That the more the merrier, and then I can make sure if things work or not. Which would be appreciated for me if I know things work or not, like it's supposed to work. I think I need to move this up here. Yeah. Yes, lay down. Down on the ground. Take you down. Then 6 is there. 7 is a flooded garden. That's filled with stuff. So the Medusa lair is there. Yeah, the Medusa is here. Where did Soda go? She was here just a minute ago.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay. She's trying to figure out Discord right now. Okay. She got distracted, and are people surprised that Soda got distracted? No. Mm. I'm only joking with you. I'm just messing with you, Soda. Waka waka eh. Cause this is Africa. Right now it's bound under the D&D role that you got help from Cat to do that role. So people need to have the D&D role, I think, to actually see D&D chat. Mm, that's the pagoda. Okay. I mean, yeah, I knew that too. Okay. long ago. Hey, hey, waka, waka, hey, hey. Which one did you thingy? The map is the older one, right under the Pastisi token that you made. Yeah, that one. Found it. And bird cake. Here you are. Because now, if I do this, promote to GM, you should be able to now do stuff that I do. You should be able to click for the fog of war, for example, or you can do this. Don't worry about it, Yules. No, you've been really talkative and stuff, so I don't mind. Yeah, I think Soda's learning about how to do the fog of war things right now. I saw something on the corner of my eye. Don't worry about it. For example, we can make a cone, which makes it this. But I think, though, you can only access your stuff when it comes to tokens. So if you want to add tokens to this map thing, is you see this bar on the top, like at the bottom here. We can catch. You okay? You just deleted something by accident. Do you know where it was? The thing that you think deleted. Because I can reattach it, the thing that you... oh. Yeah, sign in. You need to sign in first. So you can sign in through your Google account. No. Don't worry about it, because I have everything. I have tokens, so I can if you accidentally delete a monster, I can just like reapply the like token, for example. The same with Fog of War. This select tool, for example, you can either do a rectangle or the lasso. So if you put the lasso, you can put it around creatures and then move around just by clicking one of them, as long as everyone is selected. But these creatures are just hidden here for us for me to know that, well, there are... ooh, what did I do? Screen went blue. So, for example, instead of adding 6 ability to the initiative tracker that I have here, I have just the 1 ability on initiative. And so every ability that's on the map will have the same initiative that can like writing, well, I mean, you get used to stuff. You really do. You might mess up stuff in the beginning, but it's trial and error. So for example, Soda, using the polygon tool, oh, you have a picture of a unicorn that you added somewhere. Did you add it from assets, or did you just drag it in from somewhere else? Is the question. Is that just a picture? I see. Just do this. So that is a thing that everyone. Files are blank. What files? Oh, here, down here, you mean? Down in Asset Manager, you can add like characters, or I have made maps because I need maps under maps for like everything that belongs to Icewind Dale in one map, for example, and same with Prince of Apocalypse in one map, and this is the Tomb of Annihilation, where I have tokens for everything that belongs to this module. So if you click Assets Manager, you can. So if you there are several like either the scenes, maps, props, mounts, characters, attachment, or notes. So on the character, you can then add and then drag something into here. and uploaded. After that, you can use that thing as a token on the map from the characters, for example. But a thing though, on the home page of Alba, if you click home, there are some extensions that you might need to add for, like dice, for example, initiative trackers. I have some like die. This is bulb out there, like fog, colored rings, some weather and stuff. But I do think that once you click on Assets Manager, you can then click Add and drag whatever picture you want to there to then use as a. So, for example, if you want the horse thing as a like token for a character, like you want to ride that horse, you need to add it to a character as a separate horse, and then, well, this little pony uses the statistics of a draft horse, for example. Which that, for example, that is a backpack, so that might be needed to be added to a prop if you want to view it on a map. And right now it's too large to, because considering that every square on this map that if you zoom in is supposed to be 5 feet, so it should be somewhere around that size. It's funny, yeah, the reaction. Of course, I mean, it's a it's a lot of like delay to from things you do to then later like here from my end, since it's like some delay. So, for example, an this like iblis, these iblis is like stork creatures, are, for example, takes up 10 foot. So like these storks or whatever they are as big as a regular horse. You added something, I don't know what you added. Okay. Two things of something or other. Is it question is if it's fog of war or what it is? It's not a fog of war, at least. So it's some picture that you created. It's an actual fog. Yeah. So I mean, fog can be also good for other things are actually soda, because there is actually a thing called fog cloud, which is a spell. So you would need that. Can use that as a token if you have a character that knows that spell. Well, problem with that is though, soda, is that the characters can't then walk through and see through that foggy thing that you create. The thing I create, players can see through. I'm gonna make a little example for you. I'm gonna drag out my character that I use on Stone King's Thunder as an example. So if I give my character light up to 60 feet, which is his dark vision, you can then see how effective this fog of war is. And this is essentially why I also need your fog of war. Essentially, just there for hey, your character are not supposed to see this yet. So this is a blind spot for your character. That's what fog of war is meant to do. But that foggy thing you created is also a good thing though, because that can be used as a spell effect for foggy cloud. So if you go for the foggy tool and then go for the polygon effect here, you can go for other things if you want, but the polygon is the tool I use when I want to do around corners and such in a good way. I can make a Here I can make a circle since this place is mountain. That wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. But this is the stuff I want help with. So the drawing of fog. That's the default picture of the character that you have. We can make a character for you with an actual token for that character if you want. At some point, I have made characters and then, well, I don't have something to add, but I would like drag something here, then I can import it to wherever I want after I put it here. But for example, if I want to have a map that thing was, I need to go to map, then add it, and then drag it to whatever map that it belongs to. Like, if I want to make a jungle map, I need to like a Tomb of Annihilation, for example. Soda makes a little. This is training because it's hard to do. When I started, I always used the brush to make my fog wars, but just recently I actually began learning how to do the polygon. Because then you can do this, you do this, you can do corners much easier in one fell swoop than having to drag all over. And then I can select the door to make all you can walk in and out of this terrace from down there, and if you have a token down there that can see, you can then move out of and see up here. And I feel like it gets way better if I have someone helping me doing this fog of war drawing, and also making sure that it works. This is, well, you find out how to duplicate. No. Oi. Didn't go as I wanted it to. Hmm. I mean, I don't mind having you. I mean, it's fun. So if you like doing a... Ooh, mucked up myself. She found a weather effect. You can also do it on the map itself. Should be. Yep. But this is also the reason I want you to sort of like be here, to have some fun with stuff. You found the polygon. Oop. I don't need the entire map to be covered with fog of war soda. I don't know how you feel. Well, you did might have done the film fog actually. To be fair, that's the croissant. Like token stamp is of course made for making pictures into tokens for this map. So like, see, turning pictures of stuff. For example, this Aarakocra skirmishes are then made into this token. So it's essentially what it's made for. You make a token, then add it through Assets Manager, and then go to the characters tab, like the scenes, maps, props, mounts, characters, and attachments. Also notes. So if you want to drag a note for something and then write it for to sort of make a sort of like a note. Well, remember for next session that my character has this prepared, and remember your monsters are under these effects. Notes for that. Some I have to go for the internet because they don't have the photos on D&D Beyond, but most of them I find on D&D Beyond. For example, this yellow mask zombie, which is a monster that's in the module. I can just have this as a picture because that would be like too large. So that's why I have them as tokens down here somewhere. Here, they're invisible in bushes. But some creatures aren't like these are in bushes, so they aren't easily seen. But some monsters don't have a pre-made like picture of them. So either I have to create my own. Now some things I can make on Hero Forge. That's where I create my characters most of the times for my play characters. Well, some I have to like Google search of the name of a monster, then 5e, and try to like use for the closest thing I can. Well, this looks ish what I'm using want here, but since it's also only a private game that I don't stream, it doesn't matter. Horse dragon hybrid from the AI, okay. Why did you make a horse dragon hybrid? Exactly? Ooh, that does look nice. It's sort of like a fiend version of the Pegasus. Sort of like a nightmare. But a nightmare is, of course, more like burning and stuff. But yes, that is also how you create a token and add it. That's how you make. But again, as it's managed, if you then click characters, then add, then drag it here, you will then have that as a token permanently on the characters. if you wanted that look for something. How goes the race, by the way? So I did this two rolls over 400 each. So, but I didn't do anything else. Do we think that Soda might be sleepy right now? Or did she run off to the Monopoly thing? Because I accidentally distracted her. Cause I would do anything for love. Oh, here comes the dragon thing. Well, I was zooming in doing Fog of War. That's the appropriate size of that. Okay. As long as you add it though, it's a fun thing for you to have. Cause I would do anything for love. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Cause I would do anything for love, but I won't drink piss. nice having some people joining in today. Actually, it's been fun having people to as opposed to freaking a week ago when I had my birthday when no one decided to show up. Let's see here. Yeah. Wait. Rock and roll. Hi, Use. Yeah, it was my birthday last week. No one was here. My stream is always on first. Well, I was this in particular on Thursdays. No one shows. Almost no one ever shows up on this. But it has been fun today though, when actually people have been showing up for once. It's way more fun when people actually do decide to show up. Let's see here then here. I mean, I did eat a cake on Friday though. To be fair, posted on it on our Discord. Was pretty sad on my first birthday though, especially considering no one decided to was their self for an hour. No one decided to show up despite me having a birthday. So that's why I sort of like ended early because no one decided to like show up despite me having a birthday. Uh, uh, this one is not supposed to be down there. Down there. Yeah, because no one showed up on the hour before that, and I was getting tired because I don't have any energy. Like talking to myself, no one showing up, no one messaging about not being able to show up. Sort of like said to myself around 9:45, I will wait to 9. If someone haven't shown up by then, I will end the stream. And lo and behold, no one did show up at 9, so I ended the stream. So I was sort of like sad that day, but it's better now though. It was really sad though that day. Hmm. Actually, no. Hmm. Don't worry about it, Soda. You helped a little bit, and I mean, you tried. It's a fun thing of you trying it a little bit. It's sort of like so it's a fun. You can train for this at some other time. Wait, uh, mm, I need to move a little bit here. There we go. You did was make a token. That fog thing can be used as well for later things. If you ever decide to make a like magic character. I think I was gonna do this fog though. Then this particular one, you're meant to be able to walk through there. Same, you're meant to walk through here. There we are. But the other fogs you aren't. I mean, you can if you accidentally do stuff like that, there is like a undo button, and you can add text to things. You can measure distances and or like movement. So, example, if I create this and I can know that well it use this as starting, so it can moves 30 feet. You know that it spent that much movement from the point of origin. The pointer you can then sort of like make a like, hey, over here is where I'm meaning. There's like area of effect things, like if your spell uses a cone, you can measure how large of a cone it is. Same with if it's a circle or a cylinder or a cube. And I can also like during a stream like this show you like step by step character creations from my end. It shows like a little bit lag. So, but then you sort of will know well what each race does, what each class does, how to roll for stats. Essentially, yes, you can make a lot of like different kinds of species, different classes, and different subclasses, all based on what you want as a person. Any like it's a, and even if it's a isn't a pre-made one, you can probably work something out that's similar to what you want to make. Because there's a lot of like pre-made stuff, but then it's also you make a species first. Well, what you want to play as, then you roll for stats, and sort of like go from there based on what you roll. Well, there are three generation methods technically, I guess. You don't have to make a warlock, but that might, considering warlock, it might be a tough class to begin with, but it's not an impossible class to begin with either. So I mean, I can help you. I mean, a warlock in D&D, right, has promised their soul to an entity of some kind for power. So essentially, so does character might be, well, I promise my soul to you, a genie, for the power, some magic powers, and also some ability to make cake. But then you can also make a like your own sort of story of how and why this pact was made. But the warlocks in D&D is different to, I guess, Shadowhunters. I don't recognize Shadowhunters, but that series. But every system this system has like its own thing of what a warlock is, essentially. Same with what a wizard is. For example, the three full arcane casters are wizards who studies from a spellbook, a sorcerer who's like born with the magic, or sort of like either through bloodlines or some accident or something that essentially got magic in your blood. Warlocks have made a deal with someone for their power. What that deal pertain is you can be discussed for like for example, but you made a deal that essentially gotten you power with from a higher being creature, like not directly a god, but a being of power has given you some kind of power. And then you can choose what being that and so the hexblade will have, well, my Patreon has granted me this weapon, and these things and these abilities I can then make because of this pact that I made. Then there's also classes like clerics or paladins. A cleric is a, or and druids are like what you call a divine caster, like where like clerics is the obvious holier than thou and also have some kind of armor and hammer, whereas upon druids are more to the nature and preservation of the wildlands, and this some kind of course subclasses to this like soul circle of life kind of thing, life and death and what have you, and class fantasies around that. And then there's those half martial, half caster classes like rangers are a combination between a fighter and a druid, and paladin are the combination of like cleric and fighter. So it combines some holy stuff with the fighting things. But then it's fighter, the martial prowess. There are many classes, so it's based on what you like. What do you want to do as a character? And then we can also like look through. Well, what do you want to do as a character? What we can also like look through both classes and subclasses based on what you want. For some reason, though, you'll say made it more complicated to pronounce now for me. I can pronounce Morrigu to TV, but I could pronounce Sweet Demon Yules. But that's just me, I guess. There's a lot of classes based on in D&D based on what, like, for example, a barbarian has the most health, strength, and stuff in. I could pronounce Sweet Demon Yules pretty much correctly, but Mori UTV was hard. Mori is, yes, easier, I guess. There's a lot of creatures based on different modules as well, Soda. And because of D&D Beyond, you have access to a lot of my stuff, like the Dungeon Master Guide, the Place Handbook, what have you. Everything that I draw monsters from as well, like to Annihilation, the module I'm prepping. You have access to everything that I have because you are a member of my campaign. And like also play alternative things for a character. You have access to literally every as soon as I buy something, because of I'm sharing with the Sweet Tooth, you get instantly the new thing I just bought. Then there's a lot of books And now there's two different versions of the Player's Handbook. The 2014 version of the Player's Handbook and the 2024 version of the Player's Handbook that sort of like says, well, these are the changes for some of the changes for the classes. But it's, for learning the system as a whole, it's easier for like 2014. But like, yeah, it's best to. I mean, it's good to like read through some of the like races and all that. It's called races in the old book, and it's they updated that to species, but it's different. It's actually different races. I mean, there are orcs, there are elves, there are dwarves. They're just not irregular humans. So there are technically different races in this game. But people are gonna yell and say, "Well, that's racist," when it's hello, it ain't. It's a freaking fantasy thing. Oh well, people's gonna have something to complain about regardless. You can't please everyone, as they say. Open here, open there. Well, but it's better for me or and you to sit down and like big make a character from scratch, like well, and like doing over like Discord, I guess. Then and also, but like you shaking through a little bit of the book beforehand, but me helping you after you read something of it, because yeah, a lot of things aren't. It's better to read something then apply it what you read than like yeah not, I guess, because there's a lot of things to take in, so it's like it's better like to read and then apply the knowledge when the knowledge is sort of like fresh in your brain, I guess. Did Soda see the clip YouTube thing that I shared, by the way, for Xenoblade on the clips thing on our Discord? Well, Soda's actually doing that. I'm gonna do a little raid. Gonna send you to a channel I coming in and out of before I've do my own D&D stream. He usually do some D&D before me, but right now he's playing Monster Hunter. I will send you here. So I will see you guys on Saturday for some stream. I will decide on Saturday what I'll stream actually, but I see you guys then. Bye, people. Bye, bye, bye.